Sure, we're going to be opening the private server to the world. So what does it mean exactly, opening the private server to the world? If you take a look at LM Studio right now, I have the server that's running on my local machine. I'm running the chat model, large language model. And if you take a look at the script that we had, the Python script that we created earlier here in Visual Studio, you see that we are connecting to the local host, meaning that this is only on this specific computer, or what we call offline, meaning that if I try to access this from my phone or from another country, I'm not going to be able to interact with this chat system. The only way to do this is to open this going from offline to online. Now, there are many ways to do this, but basically what we would need is having this URL that we have to connect, go from this to something more like, let's say, my online domain.com, and then let's say you can put the port /v1. Okay, so that's what we would need to go from offline, or meaning this private computer, to the rest of the world that can be accessed by you or anyone else that knows the existence of this service. So what we're going to be using here, and by the way, the technology that we're going to be using right now is called ngrok, and it's great for development to basically open your computer, open a specific port to the rest of the world. I do not advise this for production, for professional use, but I mean, you can use it for professional use. There are ways to make it more secure, but right now we're going to do it the simple way, just so at least you understand how to do this. All right, so if you do not have ngrok yet, first thing to do is to download it, and I'm going to go to Safari, and there are many different ways to do this. So if you are on a Mac, the easiest way is to use brew. Now, brew is there by default, so you can just go here and type brew, install ngrok. That's definitely the easiest way. Now, it's going to say that I already have it, so it's not going to reinstall it. Having said that, if you are on Linux, so any Linux, the best is to go to ngrok.com/download. Okay, so anyway, as you can see, okay, I guess it's uploading with a new version, hopefully. Okay. Yes, so I was saying, if you're on Linux, you just have to go to ngrok.com/download. Actually, download without an S. And here you select your platform. As you can see, you can also, that's another way to do it for Mac, but you can do it for Windows, Linux, and so on. If you have Docker also, it's a way to compartmentalize it. All right, so here are different ways to do it. You can download the zip file and go through the install. All right, now I want to show you something. All right, okay, so great, it upgraded my local version. So I'm going to clear the terminal, and I'm going to show you how to use ngrok. So if I look at what files I have here, I'm going to run this one, the example 140.py. So I would do Python 3 example 140.py, and that interacts with my backend server here, as you can see, and it's about to reply. Let's see, give it a second. There we go. Here is the content. Hello there, welcome to this chat. So as you can see, we got the chat reply. That's great, it's working. Now, I want to show you that this is the script, and the script is interacting with my local. But if I want to use it, let's say, on an iPhone, I would have to change this to something, to the domain, and that's when ngrok comes in. Now that I have ngrok installed, I'm going to go to the terminal and type ngrok, and here let's use HTTP. And which port do we want to open? There's only one port we want to open. It's very simple, very easy to know which port. It's the port that we have here of the server. So port 1234. So let me open 1234, press enter, and that's it. As you can see now, the session status is online. We are online, and it's look, the web. If you want to look at the web interface, I advise you to go and open that. So copy and paste the web interface. That's a way to see all the requests that go from online to your computer. Okay, so they will appear here as we go. So just start opening this, and this will refresh. And look at the forwarding here. It's forwarding this online port, so this online domain name, to my localhost 1234. Okay, so that's exactly what I want. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to copy this domain name, and inside of the script that I created earlier, I'm going to change that. So instead of localhost, first let me paste it here so that we have it as a reference. And I'm going to also copy this as a reference. So that's the local server IP. And now I'm going to replace this by the one that ngrok provided me, okay, which is this one right here. And by the way, it's HTTPS, meaning that it's secure. All right, I'm going to save that. And now I'm going to run that script again. So how do you run that script? Well, I need to open a new terminal window, and I'm going to run the Python script, Python 3, and that's example 140.py. All right, so now let's see if it's interacting with my backend. As you can see, it is interacting. It's creating the text, and it replied. So give it a few seconds. Let's see. Let's go back to the terminal, and here we go. So as you can see now, you can access this from all over the world, literally. Like once you're done, grab your phone and go there. How do you do this? Well, if you don't have, you can literally just take a look at this. Well, we have to create the script, but you can access this by going to this URL right here, the one that we have inside of the terminal. Here, this URL right there. You can like copy and paste that. I'm going to copy, and you can paste this inside of, let's say, any iPhone simulator. So you go to Safari, and you can see that you can connect to it. So you can like paste it here, but do it from a real phone if you want. Press enter, and you'll see that it's not going to interact with the chat, but as you can see, we can access the website. So yes, it's connected via ngrok. So yes, it's working. Okay, there's definitely more to it that we can add. But at the end of the day, that's how we know that we have the interaction. Now, the next step is to access this from another computer and create the code inside of, let's say, your iPhone app or your Android app to interact with this online interface that's connected to the chat. All right.